All right, hello everyone. Let me just adjust my camera here. I think that looks good. All right, hello everyone. Today is September 1st, 2023, and we are officially in the last third of 2023. And tomorrow, on September 2nd, the Michigan football season kicks off. As I described in my live stream with Johnny Olden, it's Team 144, and I am going to the game. So this is going to be a short stream, and it's for a number of reasons. One reason is that hotels make for bad live streams. When you do a live stream on YouTube, StreamYard highly advises you to have a hard signal with your modem or your router. Well, when you're in a hotel room, you can't establish a hard connection with a modem or a router. So every time I've tried to do a live stream from a hotel room, they've always been shitty. So I wanted to do a short experiment here using the 5G network via my cell phone, my mobile phone. So let me see. I see some folks hopped in. Thank you to whoever gave that like before this stream started. So this is not going to be a long stream, but I want to see how the reception is. And there's something we forgot to mention, me and Johnny Olden, during our discussion. There's something I forgot to bring to the discussion. So let me see this here. Okay, I have my laptop PC right here. Even if it's not functional as a good workstation for streaming, it can also be used for information. Let me mute that. And let me see what the reception looks like through my Google Pixel 6. Actually, that looks very, very good. Okay. So now that I know that I can do this, I will do a post-game stream tomorrow. My intention, my dad says it all the time, my intention is to get up and go to the game in the morning. I'm going to get an early start. And yeah, so I will do a post-game live stream from my hotel room here in the suburbs of Detroit and in our. Hey, let me play the intro. There's one thing I forgot to say, or I forgot to mention in my live stream with Johnny Olden, which I always, oh, there we go, which I always do. And I forgot to do it, but I'm going to play the intro and then I will talk for a few minutes on the other side. Whoever's watching, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you have any thoughts. I'm not going to be on long. I want to get to bed at a good hour so I can make the drive out to Ann Arbor early, get a nice parking space, and get in the stadium early tomorrow. But where's my intro? Yeah, once you have the studio set up, you can run it from your phone. Where's that image of JJ? There it is. Brief intro. I'll see you guys on the other side, and then I'll say a few more words. And if more people don't come in, I'll wrap up. But whoever is watching right now, whoever you are, please shout yourselves out. Let me know who's there. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. All right. Hello, everyone. Well, whoever all is there, welcome back to doing this on your phone is very different than doing it on the PC itself. Welcome back to okay, there it is. Yeah, welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. I wanted to throw this image up. You know, branding is everything. YouTubing is a business. So when you're in business, you have to definitely go and take care of your branding and your marketing. If I keep looking over here, I'm looking at the computer screen. Things got choppy for just a moment, but of course, StreamYard was doing its circle thing. So anyway, so I'm here in Southeastern Michigan. I am going to the game tomorrow. If you're watching, let me know if you can see me okay. Let me know if you can see me. I can see myself. Let me know if you can hear me, because if so, then I'll definitely do a post-game live stream tomorrow once I get back. But yeah, I did make the drive out to Michigan this morning from Western New York. I was hoping to get on the road earlier so I could go to Angelo's. Those of you who have spent a lot of time in Ann Arbor, you may have heard of the restaurant Angelo's. Angelo's sits right across from the westernmost edge of the medical center, and Angelo's is closing in December. So I wanted to get on the road, get to Ann Arbor, and get to Angelo's and order a hot open-faced turkey sandwich smothered with gravy on the turkey and on the fries. But I got a late start. My mother was getting ready for work, and I had to wait until she finished in the bathroom. So I didn't get on the road until 9:30, 9:45. And that was it felt like a long drive, especially between London, Ontario, and Windsor. But what I did do was I stopped off at the Swiss Chalet. So if any of you are familiar with Canada and Canadian cuisine, then you know about Swiss Chalet. If you haven't tried it, you should try it. Rotisserie style chicken, French fries, ribs, those kinds of things. The restaurant wasn't in the same place I thought it was going to be in, but I eventually found one. It looks like they've combined Swiss Chalet with Harvey's. Anyway, yeah, so the game is tomorrow. I intend to go. I have my ticket, so I am going. I just have to get up early enough to make the drive out to Ann Arbor from Novi. And I think I know where I want to park my car. And when you go to the big house, it's all a matter of what time you get there and where you park. So if you get there early enough, you can park in one of the neighborhoods surrounding the stadium, and you could get a nice close parking space, and you can walk to the stadium and be in your seat, hopefully by kickoff. This time I want to get there early enough for kickoff. In the past, I've always trickled in once the first quarter has started. So my goal is to get there early tomorrow. For those watching, do you have any thoughts on the game? Michigan, I've been saying this repeatedly. I said it during my live stream with Johnny Olden. Sheed, we here. What's going on? Sheed, thank you for the shout out in one of your most recent videos. I heard that. I think you were talking about, well, you're always talking about budgeting, but I appreciate that shout out in that video Not everybody believes in budgeting and the wise use of money and resources. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of the support. Let me go to the comments. It is the dinner hour. Once I finish the stream, I'm going to head out and try to find something to eat. And I think I'm going to go to the cigar lounge tonight. But again, I'm going to be back in bed at a good hour so I can get up early to go to the big house to see the game tomorrow. So no, I'm not playing around tonight. So anyway, before when I was talking with Johnny Olden, shout out to Johnny Olden. Johnny Olden is the GOAT. Get better. You gets nothing. Shout out to Johnny Olden. Thank you for gracing my channel again. One of the things that I normally do before games that I forgot to talk about when Johnny was on with me was the point spread. Sheet, thank you. Yeah, Sheet. So what I realized, I've tried to live stream from hotel rooms before, and when I live stream at home, my PC, I have a hard connection to my modem or my router, and I have a nice crisp connection. But when I come to these hotel rooms and I have the wireless signal, the wireless signal in hotel rooms, it's good for surfing the web and browsing the web and checking your email and watching videos, but it's not good for live streaming. So right now I'm doing this on my cell phone using the 5G network, and I'm looking at myself here on my personal PC. So there's a lesson in this for all of us. Hotels don't have good the wireless signals in hotels is not good for live streaming if you're going to use your camera. Anyway, the point spread. I didn't discuss tomorrow's point spread. Michigan should smash East Carolina. But before I do that, I forgot one other important thing. I received a generous donation before my discussion with Johnny Olden, and I'm very appreciative of that. This crowd over here is different than some of the other crowds on my other channels. And I'm not saying this in a disparaging way, but donations here are appreciated, and they don't come often over here. And I got a generous donation the morning of my discussion with Johnny. I believe it was either the morning of or the morning before. And so I want to shout out Brandon Robinson. Brandon Robinson, thank you for that generous Cash App. Yeah, YouTubing, at the end of the day, YouTubing is also a business. Some of us do this for fun. You know, there are vehicles for covering your favorite sports team. If you have a piece of art on the way, like I do, the channels are valuable for raising awareness of your art, but also these are businesses as well. You want your channel to monetize, and donations are certainly helpful, especially when you have guests like the great Johnny Olden. So Brandon Robinson, thank you again. If you're watching this and you enjoy the content on the channel and you want to make a donation at any time, my Cash App and PayPal are always below in the description box. And I have a live super chat over here. I don't believe in browbeating subscribers to donate, but I like to make the option available if individuals feel so inclined. So the point spread for tomorrow's game. I've said this numerous times. I probably sound like a broken record. Michigan should destroy East Carolina tomorrow. I did a quick search of the web before going live here, and according to the Detroit Free Press, Michigan is favored by 35.5 points over East Carolina. And as a matter of fact, Michigan should probably win all three of its initial three games. Michigan should win its initial three games by scores like this. One of the criticisms is that this schedule is soft on the front. Michigan is not playing one of the big boys early. Johnny, when he was on with me, he said that was a good thing because it allows the team to get in a rhythm, and it allows the team to get its confidence early. Some feel like you're padding your schedule if you're not playing one of the big boys early. But the name of the game is to finish the regular season as healthy as possible and to position yourself as best you can to get into the college football playoff. So it's a bit of a different environment than when we had the bowl championship series, where you earned a lot of points for playing one of the other big boys early. So it's a different thing now. And then next year, when all of those Pac-12 teams come over to the Big Ten, it's going to be an entirely different environment altogether. So that's what I wanted to say. I don't have a big crowd for this, so I will probably wrap this stream up. I wanted to test this setup out, so I will probably, I'm not probably, but I will absolutely do a post-game live stream tomorrow, probably around, when I get back to the room here, because those of you who have been to the Big House, that's the stadium seats 100,000 people. You have to make your way out of the stadium, and then you have to get to your vehicle, and then you have to make your way through the traffic leaving Ann Arbor. And if you're going to one of the outer lying areas, like the one I'm in right now, it could take a while to get back. So I will either do a post-game live stream tomorrow evening, not morning, or early on Sunday before I check out. I see some new folks have come in. Please smash that like button. And also, if you have some thoughts on the game tomorrow or the season, if you saw my live stream with Johnny Olden and you have some comments on that, please feel free to speak up before I shut this stream down. I may go a little bit longer depending upon if folks have something to say. So yes, I will be in the Big House tomorrow. It's my first time being there since before the pandemic. I didn't go to the Big House during the 2019 season. I think I was one of the fans who lost a bit of momentum following the end of the Revenge Tour season, the way that whole thing melted down in Columbus. And so that year or two of Shea Patterson being the starting quarterback, I didn't come back for any games that year just before the pandemic. So this will be my first time going back to the Big House since before COVID started. But the Revenge Tour season, I think I came here for the Maryland game. I know that season I did go up to East Lansing to Spartan Stadium to see that game. That was my first time at Spartan Stadium. The game was rain delayed. They made most everybody leave Spartan Stadium that day. Me and a bunch of other folks were hard-headed, and we huddled up in one of the tunnels and we hid. We watched everybody else leave the stadium while we hung out. And then once the storm system passed over, we went right back to our seats while everybody had to come back into the stadium and the players had to warm up again. But this is my first time coming back to the Big House since before the pandemic. So I saw some new folks come in. Are you going to the game tomorrow? Let me know what you think. Oh, interestingly, the one disadvantage of going to the game tomorrow is that Coach Prime at Colorado, they're playing TCU of all teams. So Colorado is playing TCU, and this is going to be Coach Prime's, I believe it's going to be his coaching debut, and I won't be able to watch it. I'll just be able to watch the highlights. So I would certainly love for Coach Prime to put the beat down on TCU after what happened in the Fiesta Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Prime can turn Colorado around really, really fast. It took Jim Harbaugh 7 years and a pandemic to get Michigan back where it is. And there were challenges in that. T. Riddler, I see you there. Let me see what he. T. Riddler says, "Let's go Spartans. Let's go State." See, T. Riddler's coming in to be a contrarian, just to be a contrarian. T. Riddler, are you a Michigan native, or are you just being disagreeable? Please smash that like button if you haven't. The likes are free and they help with the engagement. Yeah, so I'm excited about tomorrow. The Big House, the Big House is fun. It's watching games live is a lot different than watching them in person at the sports bar or from the comfort of your couch. On your couch, you have the commercials and the timeouts, and you can go get more beer easily. You can go get more food. You can pop popcorn. You can order pizza. But when you're in the stadium, please smash that like button, everyone. If you're just coming in, even if you're going to hop back out, please smash that like button. That helps out with the engagement. When you go into the Big House, it's huge, and if you don't want to miss the action, but it takes a little while if you have to go to the restroom, and if you want to go to the concession stand, it's a whole adventure. It's a whole adventure. There are adults, there are children there, there are, and the games look different in person than they do on television. The games, the players, everything seems to move at a different speed in person than they do on television. So it's an altogether, it's a different experience. T. Riddler says, oh boy. T. Riddler says, I've been a huge Michigan State football fan for a while. I was a few $100 away from attending State. Wow. Okay. So T. Riddler is riding hard for Cal U. All right. You know, T. Riddler, I was in Ann Arbor working on my PhD for 5 to 6 years. I think I went up to Michigan State once for a science event, a science symposium. But I heard all these stories about how Michigan State is a party school, and Michigan was more laid back and more tranquil in terms of our stadium and our fans. And I heard a similar thing about the University of North Carolina, which was said to be more of a wine and cheese crowd. But all I heard when I was here as a student was Michigan State is a party school. It's a party school. It's a party school. So, and in those days, Michigan State dominated the basketball rivalry. Michigan dominated the football rivalry in those days, and Michigan State dominated the basketball rivalry. So, all right, well, so you're a Sparty. Thanks for sharing. So, T. Riddler, to your question the other day about am I going to do a Buffalo Bills stream? Yeah, the Bills kick off on Monday night on September 11th, 9/11. They kick off on 9/11, I believe, against the Jets. So that's a Monday night game. So I am I don't want to do that one by myself. I have a buddy, a fellow Johnson C. Smith University alumnus named Coach Terry. He started his own sports channel. He's a Buffalo guy. He's a Buffalo native. Shout out to McKinley High. And I think I want to do that first, Buffalo Bills live stream with him. Because sometimes for YouTube and what it takes is to do it with a partner and to do it with a collaborator and a road dog. Some things are hard to carry by yourself. I built this channel in large part on Michigan, but I think I would need some collaborators to make basketball and NFL content pop over here. So T. Riddler, who is your NFL team? You asked me about the Buffalo Bills. I'll go for a few more minutes. Please smash that like button if you haven't. I see some people coming in. I'm just doing a pre-game stream for the game tomorrow. Michigan is predicted to win by 35 and a half points. They should probably win by more. But as Johnny Olden said, if the game is not close, which it most likely won't be, Jesse Minter should pull the starters as soon as he can, so there are no injuries. So Jesse Minter will be the head coach tomorrow. Please smash that like button if you're coming in. Hey, and also if you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you were new and you watched my live stream, let me slow down. If you're new and you watched my live stream with Johnny Olden, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. Right now I'm sitting at 1,194 subs, unless someone unsubbed or unless YouTube took subs away. So I need 6 more to get to 1,200 subs on this channel. So if you're new and you're not subbed, please consider helping me get to 1,200 subs and beyond. That will be very, very helpful. T. Ruther says black and silver. Well, first of all, he says, my aunt used to work at MSU. Yes, U of M is much more prestigious on many fronts. Okay. And you know what, T. Ruther, this is a fun state. I mean, I haven't been up to the Upper Peninsula. That's another thing I suppose I should do. I've never been up to the Upper Peninsula, but I love Michigan. Michigan is foresty, it's vast, it's flat, and I enjoyed that one time I drove up to East Lansing. That was a lot of fun. He says, black and silver. I'm a Raiders man. Oh, just win, baby. Okay. The Las Vegas Raiders. Okay. All right. I can. That's cool. So I'm at 28 minutes. Yeah, I need to go out and grab something to eat, and I think I want to find a cigar lounge and just relax a little bit tonight. I see someone else has come in. Please smash that like button, everyone. And if you're new, please subscribe. When I started this stream, I was at 1,194 subs. Please help push me to 1,200 and beyond. This season, I'm going to try to weave in a little bit more Buffalo Bills content, but that will be helpful if I have collaborators to do that with. YouTubing is a lot of work, and yeah, building the channels is fun, but it's a lot of work. So yeah, if you're just coming in, are you going to the game tomorrow? Are you going to be watching? What are your thoughts? I'll hang on for a few more minutes and then I'll wrap this up. Let me play another drop here. Let's have Brady Hope for a moment. And then I saw another disturbing article on my way here earlier. Okay. There's Brady.
But I was not a fan of that university in Ohio because my buddies were. So I had to be different.
You know, after that first year, Brady didn't win a lot of games, and he didn't do well against Ohio State. But Brady was definitely good for the camera and for jokes and for sound bites. I'll play one more.
We understand what Michigan football means and what Michigan football is. We will always be about the team at Michigan. This is never going to be about Brady Hoke.
I thought Brady was a good guy. He could recruit. There was just something about developing the talent that led to his getting ousted. How about a word from Lloyd Carr?
In today's world, intercollegiate athletics at a place like Michigan, the pressure on those guys is unbelievable. And they got to want that pressure.
They got to want that pressure. Let me see if I have one more Lloyd Carr here. One more Lloyd Carr drop. Well, how about a JJ drop?
I feel like the efficiency was definitely there, but we had that one drive I think it was the second drive of the game where we went 3 and out, and that one was on me. So that one kind of haunts me, but you know, I thought we played pretty well in the first half.
T. Riddler, that's a good question. And T. Riddler, I appreciate your participation here on this Friday evening. You could be out somewhere doing something else, but you're here on my pre-Michigan live stream. Who is your favorite Wolverine of all time? Wow, there are so many to pick from. Of all time, I am going to say, and for the folks who just came in, if you have an answer for this as well, and you want to say who your favorite Wolverine of all time is, please do so. I want to say Tom Brady. And that's not because of the success he had in the NFL. Tom Brady's senior year was my first year at Michigan. And Tom, if you watch the Brady Six, Tom was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was a Northern California kid. He looked up to Joe Montana. But Lloyd Carr and his staff saw some potential in Tom. And then Tom had to come in and play under Brian Griese. Michigan won that national title in 1997. And then Tom had to battle for the job against Drew Henson his junior year. And he had to battle for the job against Drew Henson for the first part of his senior year. And I just remember being a first-year grad student and really tuning into the Michigan football program for the first time, and them talking about that, and just seeing what Tom could do early, seeing those NFL throws, seeing him manage the team, seeing him bring the team back and almost beating Michigan State. But Lloyd Carr felt compelled to go with the platoon system as he was afraid of losing Drew Henson. So, and then the team, once Tom got in there as the full-time starter his senior season, you saw it. He was the leader of the team. He had a command of the offense. He was poised. He brought the team back numerous times, and he was just that guy. And then even then, so many NFL teams overlooked him. I'm making up words here. So many NFL teams overlooked him And well, he proved them all wrong. So I would say Tom Brady, but there are so many Michigan football players who could be my favorite, who could be anybody's favorite. So that's a hard question to answer. Yeah, that's a hard question to answer. And then there are so many guys who came in, guys who got hurt, guys who left for the NFL right away. But I'm thinking about Tom. And you know, there were talented players even during the down years, even during the Rich Rod years, even during the Brady Hoke years, and even as Jim Harbaugh took control of the program and started trying to resurrect it. There were so many talented players, but it just takes a while to set the culture, and it takes a lot of things need to come together for a team to win, not just one year, but for consecutive years. It takes a lot. It's not easy. We as fans, we demand it. We demand a lot of things, but to win consistently is not easy in college football. Okay. Jay Burke has rolled through. Jay Burke says, Jay Burke, thank you for commenting. Jay Burke says, I will be rooting for Michigan. Of course, they are representing the Big Ten, and how they play is important to the national perception of the Big Ten. T. Riddler says, I really liked Brandon Graham. And Jay Burke says, I hope Michigan snacks on the little Pirates. Yeah, Jay Burke, you guys have Indiana tomorrow, right? My one disappointment, I said this earlier with going to the game tomorrow, is that I won't get to see Colorado. Colorado's playing TCU. And I don't think Colorado played last week. So this is going to be Coach Prime's coming out party. And yeah, Coach Prime's coming out party is a big deal. And I'm wondering if he'll be able to turn that program around much quicker than Jim Harbaugh turned Michigan around. So that's going to be interesting. But I hope they upset TCU based upon what happened with TCU and us last season in the Fiesta Bowl. So, all right. If there are no more thoughts or comments, I'm going to shut this stream down and go out and get something to eat and find a cigar lounge and try to relax a little bit, and then get in bed by a good hour so I can get over to the big house in the morning, find a good parking space, and get into the stadium early before kickoff. So Jay Burke says, I don't think Colorado will ever get on Michigan and Ohio State's level. Just my opinion. Wow. Jay Burke, why is that? I mean, Deion's got the name. Deion's got the swagger. Deion's got the NFL pedigree. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He's had Nike contracts. He's been in rap videos. It's Coach Prime. I mean, why would he not turn that program around and make it a winner? T. Riddler says, what a brilliant signing by Colorado to bring in Deion. Yeah, Jay Burke, before I turn this off, why don't you think Deion, I mean, he's already cleaned out most of the players that were there when he got there, and he's brought in his own crop so he can set his own culture. So I suspect he's going to be successful. Jay Burke says, they don't have the tradition and the facilities of the big boys who are already well dug in. Okay, that's a good point. Though Colorado is not Jackson State, so they have an alumni network and donors. They have more generous alumni than probably Jackson State did. So I suspect that fundraising and getting the funds together for those modern facilities, I think that'll be that shouldn't be hard for the athletic program to do with a marquee name like Deion Sanders. That's what I think. Jay says, I agree with you in general. Just to be clear, I do think he will make them a winner, but playoffs and national title, I will have to see it first. LOL. Well, you know, Jay, the other advantage that Deion has now is that he's coming in as the playoff is going to expand. So that pressure to be one of the top 4 teams won't be in there like it was for Jim. Jim needed to win the Big Ten. Jim needed strong teams. He needed to win the Big Ten to get in there. But now with 12, yeah, you'll have all of those at-large bids. Some of the I have to go back and read up on what the new how they're going to seed those teams and select them. But I think you're going to have and then with the conferences consolidating and everything rearranging, yeah, how many? I was going to say the Power 5 conferences, but how many conferences are there going to be now with all of these teams shuffling and realigning, and the conferences realigning? So I don't know. But the point is there will be 12 slots now instead of 4. So 8 more teams will have a chance to win the title now than when Jim first started back in 2015. So, all right. I'm going to wrap this up. It's it's after 7 o'clock. All right, everyone. Thank you for participating in my little experiment here. So I know now that I can successfully live stream from a hotel room via my phone, even though the hotel room signal is not good for live streaming via my PC. I'm going to take us out with a word from Coach Harbaugh, speaking of his first year. Oh, by the way, you know, there's so much speculation. This phone is so sensitive. There's so much speculation. No, don't go away. There's so much speculation on Jim and the future of the program. I guess as Michigan fans, we'll be listening to rumors about him leaving and him getting tired, and him being tired of the college game and the NCAA. We'll be hearing these rumors up until he leaves or he retires. But I saw a report. I was driving through customs and, you know, looking at my phone, and I wouldn't recommend that kids don't try that at home. But I saw an article saying that Jim is going to be that fed up by the NCAA that he is going to leave next year. So this will be his last year. So I mean, me and Johnny talked about it. I said it probably will be if he wins, because a lot of the players are going to go to the NFL, and I think, you know, if he wins the national title, maybe he might leave. But this article was asserting that he's just so fed up with the NCAA that this will be his last year. But, you know, there are so many rumors surrounding Jim and the program that I think that we have to take it all the conspiracy theories. We have to take it all with a grain of salt. So a word from Coach Carr and then Coach Harbaugh, and then I'm going to wrap up.
For the last 28 years, I've spent my life in the greatest of places, the University of Michigan.
Coach Carr was my coach. When I was here, Coach Carr was the coach. It was a sad day when he retired. All right, a word from Coach Harbaugh.
A lesser athlete would have gone down. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. One more time. One more time.
A lesser athlete would have gone down. That's all I have to say about that.
Jay Burke says, I can see Harbaugh being fed up with the college game. And he says, I hated to see those coaches retire. Those were the good old days of football that I will never forget. Yep, those were the days of the BCS, though. So you needed a perfect record to have a chance at being one of the top two teams. I remember that season. I think it was Miami, Nebraska, Oregon, and Colorado, all deserving to be in the BCS title game. But I think that was the year they picked Miami and Nebraska, which Eric Crouch was the quarterback at Nebraska. So that wound up being, it was a weird game. But yeah, back in those days, the pressure was immense to have a perfect season. 2 slots. We arguably should have had this playoff years ago. One last question, one last comment about this, Jay Burke. You said I could see Harbaugh being fed up with the NCAA. Johnny said something interesting, which is that at some point the conferences may sever completely from the NCAA. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, where would that leave things if the teams severed themselves completely from the NCAA? I don't know. But Johnny did say that is on the horizon, in addition to some other things. One more comment, Jay Burke. I appreciate you your participation here. He says, remember when Michigan had to share the national title with Nebraska? Yep. I always thought Michigan would have beaten Nebraska with Charles Woodson, with that Charles Woodson defense. Yeah, because Nebraska, they ran that their bread and butter was that option play, and that Michigan defense was physical enough, and with Charles Woodson there on the corner, that defense was physical enough to shut down that Nebraska offense. So, okay, everyone, I'm going to shut this down. Jay Burke, I appreciate you coming in here and commenting on this Friday night. You could have been someplace else doing something else. It's a Friday evening. I'm normally not live streaming on a Friday evening myself, but I wanted to test this out. So now I know that I can stream successfully from a hotel room. When I was in Indianapolis, the reception was choppy, and I think I tried it. Yeah, when I was here for a science symposium, minority science symposium in June, I was at another hotel and I tried it on my laptop and it was terrible. So, but 5G works really well. Okay. If you're watching this on the playback, please smash that like button. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel. Well, as Bo Lytle says, shout out to Bo Lytle. Bo Lytle came in and he laid the smackdown on me one time and he said, I'll subscribe if I want to. Respect is earned. So if you see fit, please consider subscribing to the channel. Right now, before this stream, I was sitting at 1,194 subs. I need 6 more to get to 1,200. So please consider helping me get to 1,200 and beyond. All right. If you want to donate something to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are below in the description box. You can also leave a super thanks if you see fit. The link to my newsletter is below in the description box. I'm writing a sports-related book. I'll be talking about that some more soon, in between the Michigan football content and the other topics and guests that I have here. So with that, everyone, well, I will talk to you after the game tomorrow or on Sunday morning. Let's see. So go blue. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.